The 5 steps to find your co-founder. You have a great idea for a startup. The problem is you can't execute your plan without a co-founder, and you don't know who your co-founder should be. That's what today's video is all about. In today's video, I'll walk you through the 5-step process that I followed to find my co-founders, why it worked, and how you can leverage this process to build your team. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early-stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. The first step in the process is, number 1, build a list of every contact you know. When I started my company, I knew that the most important person I needed to find was a CTO or a VP of engineering. I wouldn't be able to raise money without finding this person, and I wouldn't be able to execute my plan without this person. At the same time, I also knew that I was going to have to recruit other people, primarily engineers, over time to build out my team. So my thought process was to identify and recruit as many people as possible that could help my company, even if they wouldn't be joining my company immediately, if ever. In other words, you might only have 1 or 2 co-founders, but why not line up people that you will be hiring 1 year from now as well? That's why I started with a list of all the people that I knew. The list contained friends, family, work colleagues, and LinkedIn contacts. This was everyone I knew, and the list was over 1,000 people. This leads to the next step to take in the process. Number 2, sort your list and prioritize your list. Now that I had my list, I had to decide who I was going to contact, how I was going to contact them, and what type of meeting, if any, I wanted to suggest. I broke the list into 2 groups. The first was high priority contacts. These were people that I felt had a realistic chance of helping me. In other words, they worked in and around my industry. And as a secondary sort, I had to make sure there was no one on this sublist that might have a conflict with the company I was starting. The final list ended up being about 100 people. My intention was to meet with as many of these people face-to-face as I could. The second group was a low priority group of contacts. I thought of this group as the you never know who knows who category. I again screened the sublist for conflicts and ended up with a list of around 200 people. This group I intended to send a blanket email to. Now I had my list and my priorities. You can do something similar to create your list of contacts that you want to go after. This moves us to step number 3 on the list. Step 3, set up as many meetings as you can. I had my list of 100 priority contacts. Around 70 of these contacts were local, and the rest were scattered around the world. My goal was to recruit a team only in the Silicon Valley, where I was based. Therefore, I prioritized setting up face-to-face meetings with this group of 70. Coffee meetings, breakfast meetings, lunch meetings, and dinner meetings became the norm for me. I was drinking so much coffee that I felt like my head was going to explode from all the caffeine. As a side note, this led me to stop drinking caffeinated coffee forever. My calendar started filling up with tons of meetings, and I had a lot to do if these meetings were going to be successful. And this leads us to the next step in our process. Number 4, pitch and ask. You're trying to recruit co-founders, and I wanted to bring on great co-founders and engineers. The best people have options, so I needed to sell them on working at our company. That means I couldn't hide what we were doing and just say, trust me, it just wouldn't work. Instead, I needed a pitch deck that I could review so they knew exactly what we were doing. I would literally walk through the pitch deck slide by slide with some of the people that I met with. With the rest, I would verbally explain what we were doing. It was worth the risk because it helped separate the people that were truly interested in working with me from the ones that weren't interested in working with me. Now, I could focus on closing these people. And that leads us to the final step in our process. Number 5, keep meeting and recruiting. You can think of this as the rinse and repeat step. I had 3 groups of people that I wanted to meet with. The first group was people that I knew who wouldn't be interested in joining us. I asked this group a simple question. Do you know anyone that might be interested in joining us? Many of them said no, but some of them said they did know people that might be interested. This is great because now I had more leads to talk to. I asked them if they would mind introducing me to their friends or colleagues, and off I went through my process. The second group of people was people that aren't a good fit. There are going to be some people where it's obvious that they weren't good fits for what we were doing. I asked them the same question. Do you know anyone that might be interested in joining us? And it worked. I got more leads. This leads us to our third group of people, people that are a good fit. Some of these people were co-founder candidates and others were potential hires for later on in our company's life. Now, isn't this cool? Not only was I building my founding team, I was lining up engineers that we would hire later. The great thing about this strategy, your network of possible hires grows exponentially, and you'll likely find your founders through this process. This is exactly what happened with us. Not only did I find my co-founders, many of the engineers we hired after we closed our initial funding were already recruited from this effort. That's pretty cool. Now, if this content is resonating with you, then please hit the like button right now. Here's a summary of what we've learned today. The first step of our process is build a list of every contact you know. Then the second step in our process is sort the list. Then the third step is set up as many meetings as you can. The fourth step is pitch and ask. And the fifth step is keep meeting and recruiting. Now, what did you learn from today's video? Put your answer in the comments column below today's video. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments column too, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now, I have one more thing for you today. It's my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Click the link below today's video, and it's yours for free. And for more great content, click on the video at the end of today's video. And if you haven't already, then click the subscribe button to get notified every time I release a new video. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.